Good morning. I haven't been live in a minute, but you know what, you guys? There are so many stories of what we're doing here with Frequence and the mental health movement and all of the other benefits. I'm telling you, every story is different, and this is why I keep getting on here and wanting to share everyone's story. So I am here with my good friend, my very good friend Jodie. I just came back, spent several days with her, exciting, interesting days. And you guys, every time I see her lately, she just looks better and better and better. I want her to share her story. She's dropped a ton of weight. She's working through menopause, as most of us ladies are. And I just want you to hear her story and her results with this product line that we're using, the Rise and the Source, and now the Reverse. I don't have it all handy in front of me. I should, but this is the new one that we've added in. Been a huge game changer for both of us. And so, Jodie, welcome. Welcome to my channel.
Hey, thanks. Miss you already, by the way.
I know. We had so much fun, you guys. We stayed in a murder hotel. We didn't even plan to, but it was very adventurous. And
We did. We did. It's always an adventure with Faith.
I try. I try to keep it exciting, but you are looking absolutely incredible. We've known each other for
Thank
a
you.
really long time. We've been started in a weight loss company, as much as we loved it. And at the time, that was kind of our vein. It's kind of expanded into more things as we go through the things in our own life that we're struggling with. And we want to help other people who are struggling with some of the same issues. Women, especially, I know for both of us, are a huge passion of ours and struggling through some of the things that we are. So why don't you tell a bit of your story?
All right. So let me start with I'm actually going through like a second menopause. So strange enough, I actually went through menopause at a fairly young age. So did my mom. So I'm following suit. And I thought I was done with it. I really did. There are so many things people don't tell women about menopause.
Mm,
And one of them is that it's reoccurring.
I didn't know
And,
that.
well, I mean, from my own experience, because I seriously thought I was done. I had the brain fog. I had the disconnected thoughts. I had the high and low mood swings, the night sweats. I was fortunate that I never had the hot flashes during the day, but Lord knows I had the night sweats.
Mm,
And then I went for a couple of years without any of it and thought I was done with it. At least I didn't think I was having any of it. I think looking back on it now, I might have still been actually having the mood swings. And as far as the brain fog, I had gone through a period where even some of the simplest words, everyday words that I had used, were all of a sudden a struggle for me
mm.
to spit out. And I would start describing, well, that thing that we used to put into a recorder to listen to music. I mean, simple things,
Right.
words. And I'd start describing it, and people would fill in the blanks and give me the word I needed. And it got to the point where I had to go to a doctor and say something's wrong. And long story short, they did a bunch of hormone testing on me, found out that the doctor actually said, well, if you were to look up the definition of all woman in the dictionary, it would be you, because you overproduce estrogen and you have literally no testosterone.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, I didn't even know that a woman is supposed to produce testosterone. Now I know we're supposed to be producing both. I also didn't know that testosterone in men, if you're listening to this, don't get a big head, but testosterone is also what helps with that word retrieval, with memory, and especially with weight loss, which is why
Yeah.
women always get so frustrated that our man can lose 5 pounds in a week and we struggled to lose one.
Yeah.
So next thing I know, I'm being put on testosterone shots. The shots didn't seem to do very well. They started putting the pellets in me. And that's where I was at, I think, when you came to me and had said, "Hey, I found these awesome products. I really think this is going to benefit you." And you were super excited telling me about these. At the time, I was also trying desperately to start a weight loss journey, which was also the reason for the testosterone, since again, that helps with weight loss. And I've always struggled with my weight. So you had explained to me that these weren't necessarily weight loss products, but that you've been feeling great with them. The squirrels in your brain were gone. You were feeling better energy. So you just thought it still might be beneficial to me and just fully believed in the products, and I fully believed in you. So I jumped in there. And about the same time I had started taking the product seriously, because at first I was skeptical. So I will admit, for the first few months, I was kind of hesitant on getting my order in and then trying the product until I started a new job. And I have never in my life known what anxiety felt like until starting this job.
Mm,
And you jumped right back in there and said, "Why are you not drinking
I
the
did.
rise? Why are you not using this? It will help calm you, it will help keep you focused." And I didn't have an answer for you. So I started consistently drinking it at that point. Um, at that same time, I had started losing weight. I had lost maybe 40 pounds
Yeah.
at that point. And oddly enough, my night sweats had come back big time. I mean, big time. And of course, my moods were back to swinging up and down, but I had attributed a lot of that to the job and the anxiety. So I started drinking the mushroom juice regularly, and I thought, yeah, it's giving me a little more energy. I don't think I was a firm believer in it, though, honestly, until I decided, well, this is a little costly. I'm just now getting this new job with a new paycheck. So I'm just going to use this during the week when I'm working, and I'm not going to use it on the weekends. And it was when I did that that I was like, "Oh my gosh, that mushroom juice really does something for me." Because on the weekends, when I wasn't drinking it, I had way more hot flashes, or night sweats, I should say. I wasn't staying as focused, and my energy level plummeted. By the afternoon, I was not needing, I was grabbing Celsius. I was grabbing an energy drink. And so it took that for me to recognize what the product was really seriously doing for me. So then I started drinking it consistently, weekdays, weekends, whatever. And the first week that I did it consistently, not only were my energy levels awesome, I didn't need to grab for anything in the afternoon to help with the energy. My focus was, just right on to my computer screens while I was at work. And I had been on a weight loss plateau for probably going on 2 months and was getting really frustrated with that. And after being on the rise consistently for at least a week, all of a sudden that plateau busted,
I love it.
and I saw 7 more pounds drop off. And I know now that that was the inflammation draining from me. So I do not give it up on my weekends now. You were here, you saw me, I was drinking it, and my weight loss has continued. I am now almost 80 pounds down, so almost at my goal.
That's
Um,
amazing.
But even more importantly than that is how I'm feeling. I don't think I have felt this energetic, this positive. I mean, let's talk about that too, because menopause not only brings about negative feelings, but I've had a lot of past trauma. And so, up until this product, I've lived in the negative. I've lived
Mm,
in the, okay, yeah, that's going good now, but
right.
it's not going to last. Something's going to happen.
Hmm.
And I don't have those thoughts or feelings anymore. So, for the first time in years, I am truly feeling good. So when they are calling these products the feel good now products, it's not just feel good now, it is feel good consistently and feel better than you ever have,
Right.
because I am feeling healthier mentally, emotionally, physically. There is just absolutely no describing it.
And it's crazy because this is the smallest that and like I said, we've known each other, I think, since like 2011. This is the smallest I've ever seen you, but it's also the most focused and dialed in. And like you said, like when you go through what we've gone through, both of us, and this is sort of why we connected so much, having gone through and struggling with PTSD, and all those, the high cortisol and all those things. Like, I remember you, like, you would drop weight, drop weight, drop weight, but that puffy face, you were always like, I don't know why I can't get rid of this puffy face, no matter how much weight I lose. And it was the cortisol, it was the high cortisol. So, weight loss and using a good program and a good system doesn't always address the hormone imbalances that we have. Our thyroid is 13 different hormones, our cortisol levels, your stress response. And living through some of the things that you and I have lived through, that was something that needed to be addressed for the overall health, for the overall wellness, to stop those, the racing thoughts, the overthinking, the constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like,
Yep.
when you've gone through those and that negativity, people don't understand that when you get stuck in that negative cycle because you've had experience after experience after experience, it literally rewires your brain to expect those things to happen. And then they inevitably happen because your brain is looking for them to happen. It's almost like subconsciously we put ourselves in the position to allow those things to happen because our brain is looking for it. Like,
Right.
your brain will find what it seeks. And so if you get it focused on seeking, abundance and happiness, and let's find the joy in today. I love, we're here today and it's Thankful Thursday. And I start every single day before my eyes are even open. I'm starting to recite what I'm grateful for, even if they're things that haven't happened to me yet, because I'm preparing my brain to look for those things, to find those opportunities, to expect those things. But let's talk here. Okay, so this is the strawberry lemonade. We don't have it anymore, you guys. I'm sorry, not sorry. You missed it. It was a limited edition flavor. We normally have mango lemonade all the time, anytime, and it's really, really delicious. But this is 7 organic mushrooms, it's nootropics, it's B vitamins, tons of B vitamins. And if you don't know what B vitamins do for your body and all the things that it helps to get back into balance, this is methylated B vitamins. Very good, very useful in the body, and it's water soluble. So when you say that's too much, no, your body's just going to flush out what you're not using, but it's going to saturate your system, and it helps with energy. It helps with so many things. And then you've got the nootropics, which I'm ADHD, PTSD, LMNOP. So the nootropics are such a huge, that's what's going to help you focus. That's what's going to help with the brain health. It's got lion's mane. It's got cordyceps. Like, we could go on and on about all of the different ingredients in this, but typically, you guys, and I mean, Jodie touched on it. Typically, you guys, 80% of people notice a shift in how they feel on the first day. Some people it takes 3 or 4 or 5 days. Some people it's about a week. And that's because mushrooms are adaptogenic. They're these little smart guys that get in your body, figure out what your body needs, and they go to work filling in that gap. So for some people, it's your sleep rhythm or your hormones or your digestive health. So that energy and focus might not come to you immediately, but as your body starts to balance, you can Google functional mushrooms, you guys. and ask ChatGPT. If you're using ChatGPT, you can ask ChatGPT, what do functional mushrooms do for the body? And you will get list, or ask it what it will do for the things that you're struggling with. And it will tell you. So I just want to quickly go over, because I know Jodie uses most of these. So we've got the Rise. We've got our little dirt juice. This is our source. Fulvic acid, trace minerals. You just drop it in your water. It alkalizes your water, alkalizes your body, does tons of stuff for your digestion. It's a heavy metal detox. Most people, I mean, you can Google it all the time. Lots of people say, you don't need to detox your liver. No, listen, your liver was never designed to have to function through, and your kidneys, and to filter through all the things that we're dealing with on a daily basis. The pollution, the stuff in our foods, the stuff in the vaccines that we've had to take throughout the course of our life, all those different things. Heavy metal detox, it's like a little vacuum in your body. When people use this, you guys, literally you can see their eyes get whiter and brighter. They go from like that dull kind of off-white to like these bright white eyes. Sleep is better. Ladies, your bone health as we go through menopause, our bone density, we lose muscle mass on the regular unless we're working towards keeping it as we go through menopause. Your bone density, your muscle mass, it starts to drop off. So this is super helpful for you in that regard. And then we can't get this in Canada. I had to smuggle, but those of you in the US, this is our Sleep Bestie. And it has magnesium. So a lot of ladies that struggle with menopause, it really helps with the restless leg syndrome. It helps you fall asleep faster. Most people, it helps you stay asleep. And then if you do wake up, like last night, I woke up twice last night. Normally I would wake up 5 or 6 times to go to the bathroom, but last night it was twice. And one time it was like right before my alarm went off, so I shouldn't really even count that. But getting back into bed and falling back asleep and being deeply asleep and not tossing and turning, this has got your collagen peptides, ladies. That's a huge thing. It's got CBD, CBG. It's got everything. Like, it's got everything you need in here. This, you guys, I have this pain in my shoulder, and I only get this when I go to the States. I had a pain in my shoulder and nothing was working for this. It's just like a stabbing pain. I'm not sure what it is. I have an appointment with my massage therapist to figure that out. But I had our friend Debbie drop this on my shoulder, and right between my neck and my shoulder. And for 4 days, it didn't hurt, even though I only applied it the one time. So headaches, if you have headaches, if you get menstrual pain, like this stuff, somebody told me they've used it as diaper rash. Like, hello, like we're talking multi-purpose. And then this, I've started, actually, Jodie, I've started putting this right in my drink. Lauren told me that she just drops a dropper of it every day in her drink, you guys. This, again, CBD, CBG, it's going to help with that calm. That, listen, when you're going through menopause, like you are on this roller coaster ride of hormones, this is going to just help with that chill. It's going to help. I find if I'm nauseous, I can use this. If I start feeling like I'm getting a tension headache, I can use this. It's just MTC oil, and then it has CBD, CBG. Like, it's one of the highest. It's 15 milligrams per bottle. Like, that's massive. That's massive. And it just puts you in that chill zone. This we beta tested. Okay. This is ashwagandha. So another superpower mushroom. And it has, what's it got in here? Let me see. CBD isolate, and it's got L-theanine. So this is massive for reducing stress in your body, like how your body manages stress. So here's the thing, ladies. If you've been through trauma, or even just with the hormones and being like that overthinker, that racing brain, that chronic thinker, your brain, and I'll tell this to every human, I'll die on this hill because this is totally fascinating to me. Jodie and I talked about it. Your brain doesn't know the difference between you having a stressful thought or you actually being in a stressful situation. Like, I watched this video. I was so mad the other day. I watched this video, this stupid video on, I don't know if it was Facebook or TikTok, but it was like one of those videos where some stupid jerk drops something super startling at the very last second of the video. It's like this calm, peaceful lake or whatever. And then all of a sudden there's like this grotesque zombie screaming in your face. Like, you know, those videos that scare the crap out of you. And I'm like, great. Now my cortisol is like spiked sky high because your brain doesn't know the difference. Like, when you start thinking stressful thoughts like, oh my gosh, today's going to be awful, I'm just going to be overwhelmed, I'm not going to be able to keep it together, you're giving a command to your brain and to your subconscious that says, okay, start dumping the stress hormones, start dumping the cortisol, start raising the heart rate, start. Whereas if you like, you rewrite the script and tell yourself, and I know this sounds like hooey, you guys, but it really does work. And you wake up and I have everything I need to accomplish all my tasks today. Today is going to run smoothly. Today is going to be an amazing day. Like you're rewriting, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain. Lion's mane is huge for helping to create neural pathways, and you can rewrite the script. You are not stuck with that constant when you suffer trauma and you go through things over and over and over again, or you're constantly the triggers, you're reliving those memories, you
Yes.
know, you can create that pathway and it gets deeper and deeper every time. So it's not good enough to just stuff it down and try not to think about it, because you're creating a pattern in your brain. But you can change the pattern. You can take that off, that negativity. And, Jodie talks about it, and Jodie's worked really, really hard, and you can start to see the differences. So this, you guys, just really helps with that chill, that relax. If I take them in the morning, I find it just gives me like a real snappy mood. Like I just feel really good, and it's like for me, this is like an armor I put on, like a shield, like nothing's gonna bug me today. But if I take it at night, it also gives me that mellow, sleepy kind of thing. So, and then you guys, I think this one's my favorite.
Hmm.
This is the reverse. This is literally the fountain of youth. If you are looking for something to slow down the clock, we all have a biological clock and we all know the clock is ticking. And this literally, so when you were young, you had super high amounts of what's called NAD. It's a super long word. I only know the initials. I'm not even going to try it, but you had lots of it, which is why when you fell down or you broke a bone or you had lots of energy, you healed faster, you recovered faster. That's why when we're children, like, they say soft as a baby's bottom, like, because you are full of NAD when you're young. As you age, the NAD production starts to decline in your body. This is an activator. This is not putting more NAD in your body. What it's doing is it's generating and pushing up that production of NAD. Same with the zinc. It actually gets your body producing more of its own collagen, because your body's brilliant, you guys. Your body's amazing. Your body's incredible. It knows how to do all these things. You just have to support it properly. And one of the ways you support that is because our products are imprinted. I don't know how well you can see it. These little silver medallions, they are imprinted with 11 harmonic frequencies. And we're not going to go super deep into that today. Suffice to say that you are surrounded by frequencies. Frequency literally just means a measurement of energy, how fast something vibrates in space and time. That's literally what the word frequency means. So you're surrounded by your cell phone, the 5G tower, your microwave, your Alexa, your power bars, your computer, your TV, all of the digital. We're in a digital age, right? We're in a super technological age. So we're surrounded by man-made frequencies. And what happens is your body begins to line up with whatever frequencies it's surrounded by the most. And that's man-made frequencies in today's day and age. We don't get outside nearly enough. 100 years ago, the farmers were always outside. They didn't wear sunglasses. They didn't use sunblock. Your body is literally a solar panel to collect the energy of the sun. And if you go out at the right times of day, it's actually going to supercharge you, recharge you. The red rays in the morning and night, they're healing. The blue rays in the afternoon, you do want to have some protection. But if you go stand outside and put your feet in the grass, and Jodie will tell you I do this, I'm barefoot as often as I possibly can be, you're connected to that power source. The earth has a frequency. It's called the Schumann resonance. You can actually hear it. It's a sound, it's a frequency, and it really helps you discharge the excess of positive ions in your body. That creates inflammation. When your body gets confused and can't figure out what frequency am I supposed to be connected to, that's where the inflammation comes in. And so until we start to realize that we have to get our bodies back to the frequencies they run on in a natural setting, that's when you start to feel better. So menopause, especially, you guys, there's ingredients in all of this for menopause. There's ingredients in all of this for everything, really. But, we're really diving into the menopause thing because so many of our friends are struggling and we see it. And, we talk about it all the time. And when you find something that makes you feel good, like, I mean, I've watched Jodie work so hard ever since I've known her on her health and on her wellness, and to be struggling and to be doing all the right things. And why isn't this working? I mean, we both worked in the fitness and nutrition field. We both had fitness studios. We both were training and helping hundreds and thousands of women to get results. So it's like, why is all the knowledge I have, why is this not working for me? What's wrong with my body? And as a woman, we get told, listen, you go to the doctor and they tell you, it's just menopause. It's normal. This is how it's going to be. This is just, I know Jodie's heard it. I know Jodie heard all those statements, like, this is just what happens at your age. They try to help you adjust. They try to give you synthetic hormones, which wreaks havoc on your body. And they try to do all these things. And really, until she found something that was imprinted with the frequencies that helped bring her body back into alignment with her body's natural frequencies, was her body able to wake up and go, oh my gosh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Now I have what I need. Now I can do the things that I need to do. And you guys, it really is an incredible state of being. And
It is. I mean, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but I
no,
mean,
not
this
at
whole
all.
time you're talking, I just keep thinking, for me, the huge difference with this versus, like, let's say, even the product that you and I were both trying to sell years ago, is for the first time ever, I feel like I have truly healed from the inside
Yeah,
out. And again, not just physically. And by the way, I had my lab work done about a month ago,
there we
and
go.
I am everything, my cortisol, every single hormone, my blood sugar levels, everything is in normal ranges now. And they are the best lab work results that I have had since I was 30 years old. I'm no longer on any medications other than the lowest dose possible of thyroid, because I do have hypothyroidism. But I'm telling you, the way that this has been going, I have a strong feeling I won't even be needing that in another couple of months. And again, we can't make medical claims. I'm
Right.
not making medical claims. I'm just telling you the results that I've had. And my doctor has been blown away and is like, where has this come from? Because for years we've been struggling with getting my hormones balanced and the
Right.
weight off of me, and I mean a multitude of things. And for the mental health side of it, I have been in therapy for trauma induced, PTSD, for, oh boy, probably 30 years,
Yeah.
20, 30 years now. And I fully believe it. And yeah, when you're in it that long, you would hope that it would start to work to the point where you don't need it anymore.
Right.
But until you can really find something that helps not drag you back into those negative periods, you're going to be stuck in therapy. Well, I am getting ready to exit therapy because
I love it.
I don't, my brain doesn't go there anymore,
Yeah.
because everything has truly healed from the inside out. And
Yeah.
I no longer go into those low frequency levels that negative thoughts are.
Right.
Everything is a higher vibration for me now. Everything is positive. I haven't had nightmares and I couldn't tell you how long. Um, it's just like I said, I am feeling better all the way around than I have in decades. And I hope the feeling doesn't go away.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You guys, one of the things I didn't say about adaptive mushrooms is, number one, they help your body manage stress significantly better. And number two, they will help to bring your hormones back into balance. So when you're talking about the PTSD side, or you're talking about the menopause side of it all, like, it's a cruel, cruel world when we have concurrent things layering on top of each other that you literally have to learn to strip away in order to heal from the inside out. And we don't make medical claims. We don't claim to treat, cure. We don't diagnose, none of any of those things. But when you have gone to your doctor, as Jodie said, for years and had all these same test panels done, and the results were always the same over and over and over, regardless of what they did, and then you start a product line, that's the only thing you've changed, and then you go into your doctor and your lab work, you have the receipts, like your lab work is completely different. So, when you have that documentation to back it up, it's really pretty exciting, which is why we are excited, why we are constantly shouting it from the rooftops, because you know what? You don't have to struggle. You don't have to wake up every day feeling exhausted before your feet even hit the floor, having that racing brain, that chronic overthinking, all of those things, the hot flashes, the night sweats, the emotional roller coaster that is, whether you're in menopause or not, or you just have a very high stress life. I mean, life is stressful for all of us right now. The unknown, the state of the world right now, the way things are going, the economy. Like, if you're not living in stress, you're living under a rock. And I'd like to know where you found that rock, because it would be nice to not have stress.
My
But
rock right here. My
yeah,
rock.
that's
I'm
right.
stress
This is
free.
the rock. This is definitely it. And I'm so excited that you had the time to hop on here with me today, because your story is absolutely incredible. Everyone needs to hear it. Everyone needs to know that there's hope. I mean, for me, I always say that for me, this was hope in a glass, because everything that I was struggling with chronically, if you don't know my story, I had a mystery illness. Every doctor, every test, every panel, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Yet, if you knew me and you watched me, you saw the decline of my physical and mental health. Because I just, I lost the most of my mobility. I was struggling to even walk. I needed a walker. I went from being strong woman competitor to just a hermit in my bedroom, because I could hardly walk. I could hardly do daily functions. And I really felt like I had tried, and Jodie's the same. We together, I mean, usually we tell each other, hey, I found this thing, let's try it. We look at the ingredients, we figure it out. And it's like, yeah, okay, it does a little bit, it does some things, but nothing really ever transformed our health and our wellness physically, mentally, emotionally, as much as this has. So that's why we're so passionate about sharing it. That's why we came on here today. We wanted to make sure you knew that there was an option, that there is hope, that there is something. It's 30-day money back guarantee. You're not going to need it, because within the first few days, you are significantly going to realize, like, something is very, very different. And it just, for me, it just keeps getting better and better, because once this is balanced, then these little mushrooms will go over here and, like, okay, now let's work on this. Oh, okay, now that's balanced. Now we're going to go work on this. So I'm
Exactly.
excited. I have struggled to lose weight because my body was in such turmoil. As the doctor put it, your body is under so much stress trying to fight whatever this illness is that we can't seem to figure out. They did give it a name. It was extremely rare, especially for someone my age. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to speak that. I'm not even going to keep saying that. It was literally like, we're going to call it this because it's the only, nothing else fits. So if nothing else fits, it has to be this. And so I don't really name it. I don't really talk about it too much. It was an autoimmune disease. And, I just feel like my body just needs the right things. My body just needs the energy systems in my body to be lined back up, with the way they were designed and created to be. So for me, it really became hope in a glass, because even the first day I felt more energy, and I felt like my brain got quiet. Listen, y'all, I have ADHD. Like, I have 1,000 tabs running a mile a minute. Jodie can tell you I can carry on 5 different
She
conversations.
does. It sometimes, yeah, but before this, it was really difficult. And it was like, wait a minute, did we switch topics? Oh, you're on this one now. Okay. Oh, now we're
Yes,
jumping back here. Okay, I'm with you.
I
I taught
normally
children with ADHD, so I could hang with her.
Jody knew. And most times I used to be like, okay, I'm raising my hand. If I was talking to somebody, especially if it was on the phone, like, I had to cue people that my brain was jumping a track. Like, okay, I'm raising my hand. And they knew that was the cue. Like, okay, we're going in a completely separate direction. But, if you ever, just real quick on that ADHD piece, you guys, like, we have a lot of kids who are using our caffeine-free version, because we have caffeine-free. Mind you, if you legitimately have ADHD, caffeine has the opposite effect on
For
you. So
kids.
for
Yes.
kids, yes. So we have them using this, and it's so nice to hear, like, my child enjoyed school today, my child felt confident, my child didn't, because when you have ADHD and you wake up every day knowing that you already know in your brain you're going to disappoint somebody because you just can't meet the regular standards of, the structure in the classroom, and like your brain is already feeling like you're in a classroom of 1,000 kids and everybody's at volume 10, and like that's how your brain feels on the regular, just on the inside of your head, never mind the environment that you're in contributing to that. So for me, when I drank it, it was like somebody turned down the volume of all the internal dialogue in my brain and closed all the computer tabs. And it was like, now I can actually meditate. Now I can, they say, calm your mind. And I'm like, how do you even do that? Like, I don't even, but now I'm like, okay, now I get it. Now I can close my eyes and I can visualize and I can just like, those breathing exercises and having those calm moments. And, it's really brilliant to find a product line that's really highly impactful for people quickly. And it works for just about every different age category. Like we've got the caffeine free, and people, I see these videos of kids who are like, I can finally go to school and feel brave and feel calm and feel smart and feel centered and feel balanced. And like, it makes me cry because like, I wish this was around when my kids were little, because they definitely, I had to choose medication because at that point there was no other option. And, I just want you guys to know, and that's why we hop on here and share this really quickly, is that there is hope. There is something natural. There is something organic that is highly effective. And we can't wait for you to try it out. We actually have some promos coming up that we can't really share right now. But what I want to say is reach out, have that conversation. Let us know what you're dealing with. We are launching a brand new VIP group that's coming out on Monday. We're just putting all the final bells and whistles on it. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. You're going to be able to come in there and hear stories and find women or men that are going through the same things that you're struggling with, and they've found hope and they have found reprieve from what they've been struggling with. So thanks for hopping on with us.
Of
Jodie,
course.
go for it. Did you have one last thing to say?
No, the only other thing I was going to say, and you just mentioned it, is you did bring up men, that men will be in the group too, because not only is this pretty much for all ages, it's not just a female
Yeah.
menopause thing. We do have men that are having great success
Yeah,
with using these products too. So, I mean,
absolutely.
they're great for everybody. But thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. I loved having you on here. I love seeing your face. I miss you already. I
You
got home
too.
and it's freezing here. It's raining and cold, and I'm just like, should have just stayed. One of these days I will move to a warmer climate. That's on my bucket list. So that's on my live list. So thanks again for hopping on here. Thanks for sharing your story. I love you. And like I said, if you're looking for information, you could reach out to Jodie or myself, and we will make sure you get connected and we'll get you hooked up. Have a great day.
Bye.